going to be coming through from the Dolphins, and we are, I don't know who. So over the next week, I have a whole schedule, and there's a playlist here. So make sure that you, oh, this is the worst microphone I've ever experienced. I'm going to have to try to do this differently and see if you can still hear me. Um, can you hear me? Can you see me? It says I'm live. So let me check before we go any further. Uh, I am live. Okay. All right. So far, apparently, I'm not live to you for some reason. So let me see. Um, we'll just hope that it catches up. So what we're going to do is, oh, good. Thank you. Can you hear me, Donna? This is a microphone. I've had my computer. I had the microphone jack replaced. So I need to kind of stay in touch with which one was the microphone and which one was the computer. So hopefully uh, the sound's okay. And what we're going to do is channel some messages from the Dolphin Realms. So what I mean by when I say realms, it means all the different levels of dimensions or consciousness or state, however you kind of perceive it. Great. Thank you, Donna. So because we exist on many, many different dimensions or realms, we have conscious and unconscious, but I'm talking about many more subtle layers than that. The dolphins are fully conscious of their multidimensional nature, and it's not something they have to be reminded of. It's something that they have evolved into. They've been on the planet almost as long as I think the whales might be the longest. And so they're wisdom keepers, but they're very high level. It's like going to the elder, the wisdom person, but one that has a particular skill. So you can see my copal going here. Oh, so you've entered into my infinity healing chamber, and you are being cleansed with some copal, which will lift away darkness, heaviness, fear, any kind of shadow or confusion, and also protect you. And I always do this and other forms of creating space and cleansing and clearing myself so that everything that happens here is for our highest good, for your highest good, my highest good, and the highest good of all concerned. That said, we're in our hearts, and the dolphins live in joy. They live in bliss. So when we have advice like Joseph Campbell telling us that we're on a hero's journey, that we are on a cycle that is archetypical, and that we have to look at everything symbolically, we have to see the signs within it. We have to understand that some of it's for us, some of it isn't, that we take information in differently than anyone else, that we have a unique connection, a unique pattern of what it is that we are and how we consume information. What's interesting, what isn't? What do we move towards or expand into? What parts of us are holding back? So we're all evolving right now. And what we've discovered is that we're evolving our entire soul. I think this is quite profound and is worth repeating, that through the channelings that I do during these live streams, so much information comes in. That's not just for you, it's for me. I'm watching too. I'm like, oh, look at that. Oh, that's interesting. And I've learned for me to let the information come in and roll around, right? Be like, that's interesting. If I feel super inspired, I take notes. I like, this would be a good idea. Then I let it roll around. I see how I feel about it. I see what other ideas come up. I start to interpret what has happened recently, what signs, symbols, messages, and messengers have come to me. And I start to look for patterns or ways that perhaps I'm receiving communication around a particular thing deeper than I was paying attention to, or in a different way. Your senses, your intuitive gifts, your clairs, all of that are popping open so fast. It's very difficult. Sorry, this pillow is kind of odd that I'm sitting on. Is very, very profound because you're waking up to what I call past life powers. Now, I'm just remembering right now. So excellent. Thank you very much. I'm constantly walking in many, many, many worlds at once. And it's something that I've learned through mystery schools and studying with shamans and learning healing tools and methods. and becoming a seer, I see energies, not all energies, but I see energies that the dolphins send people. I see energies around things, sometimes within particular types of energies. And I travel dimensions. I communicate with a lot of different spirit guides or energies or essences or intelligent aspects of God, God source, goddess, whatever it is that you are connected to. So the fun thing is when you're with me, whether it's in person in Greece in a few weeks, woo, come on down. It's really getting exciting. Or next year, or with the Dolphins and the Mayans, or like this, or in a class, or private sessions. So we're about to launch an Equinox special, so you can watch for that, where I am going to give you a bonus of 15 minutes. So you're going to get a special on a private session with me. And then you're going to get a bonus 15 minutes. And I have to get this finished writing up. So it'll come out tomorrow morning. But I'm doing something with my intuition summer school right now where thank you. I think we've had all of this. I love sacred smoke. It's such a beautiful ally to work with. And this is it's a soul profile, but that's not going to be the name I use because that's kind of a lot of people use that, right? So what we have is that we came with certain template. Came with certain aspects, like maybe you're a Leo in astrology, or maybe you're a projector in human design, or maybe you're a charismatic leader in the life purpose profiles, right? There's a lot of systems out there that help to give you a little bit of an understanding of who you are. So I used to do a series of about 8 to 10 different aspects of your soul, and I would discover what they were, and then I would channel information for you about them. This was my first original soul readings that I used to do a long time ago. And what's happening now is that idea is rising again, but with new aspects. And what came through in the new moon, so happy new moon, and the new moon peaks tomorrow, but we're full in it. So you want to watch the spiritual weather report and meditation. They're both together. I think it's about 30 minutes total. And what you get is going to get some information about what's happening right now. So these energies are very important because tomorrow, I believe, our call in this series of a week of talking to the Dolphin Realms is today. It's a free for all. Who wants to come in and talk? Then we're going to talk to the Rainbow Dolphins, and we're going to talk to Perseus tomorrow, I think, who is an ancient dolphin in a baby girl body here that hopefully we're going to get to work with in touch and kiss and everything in December. And she, after I met her in March, she began to come through with very interesting information. And so we're going to receive more from her. What I love about it is she's blurring those lines between gender. She's blurring the lines between ancient, future, and now. She's blurring the lines between seeing the wisdom outside of you and the wisdom inside of you. So there's going to be a lot of fun with that. Then let's see, let's go over and take a peek at the live and themes up here. Always starts live. Yeah, here we go. Excellent. So what we're going to be doing is our goal is that I love to be present and to use all the things that I've been through in my life that have been doorways through pain or through joy into a deeper layers of me, into understanding energy, what's underneath that, how does that work, how do I find peace, how do I master my emotions, how do I travel dimensions, all of it. So I'm so interested in talking. This is Perseus, by the way. Yes, she's a girl with a boy's name, and she's named for an archetype, for a hero, for an ancient Greek hero, which holds tons of power and myth, and is highly aligned with Athena, which is one of the goddess energies that were divine sacred energies that we're helping to raise again, the wisdom, protection, and strength of the divine feminine that can be embodied now. So this is today, this is tomorrow, and I don't know if it's literally every day, so you'll have to look at the schedule. And if you subscribe to the channel and click notifications, you'll also know the Atlantean gold dolphins. This is really cool stuff they came through in the spring and they showed that they have this like a hologram skin, and it's because they embody all of themselves. They know every layer of them, every life they've had, every power they've had. They know their mental body, their mental aspect of them. They know their physical and their emotional, their physical one, 3D, okay? And then they're aware of themselves as a collective around the planet, or as individual aspects of the collective. Like I swam with wild dolphins a long time ago when I was pregnant with my daughter, Jordan, who's passed on now. And so I'm still part of their pod. And they were Atlantic spotted dolphins. So that's one pod that I'm connected to personally. The pods that I heal with in the Mayan Riviera that you can interact with when you come, and where Perseus is as well. When I met her, she was 3 years old, I think, maybe 5. I'm not sure, not very old. And but then there's so each of them. So I have these ones now. One of them has passed on, and she's become almost like an angelic guide for us. Her name is Shadia, and I worked with her in the person, and I'm part of those pods. But now I'm part of the pod of the deceased dolphin, who's now acting as an angel for the earth. So there's a lot of interesting stuff happening these days. And the Atlantean gold dolphins, they show you that when you embody all aspects of you, you are like you're a light, like you're a doorway. You are such a portal for transformation, joy, and love. Then we're going to do the rainbow dolphins, and these are some of my favorite. This is a whole realm. The rainbow is really not the correct word for it. It should be full color spectrum dolphins, but rainbow sounds way more fun. And it's that we see the rainbow with our eyes, but there's many, many more rays, and all of these rays have a frequency, and they're all healing, and they're all conscious. And the dolphins that live on these realms have really interesting perspectives, and they work with you. All dolphins work with you to recalibrate you. They work with you energetically with sonar. When you go with me in person, they throw a net around you energetically. As we start to go, I give you a recalibration audio, and they start to work with you through that. Once you've been there, touch them, kiss them, you are entangled forever. There's no way to separate from it, and they can continue to send you love and healing. All right. So on this day, we're gonna talk to some of the dolphins that I actually work with. So I have quite a few that I've worked with over there. Right now, we're really been working a lot with Lulu and Jono, and it's just they'll come through. And then we're going to talk to the ancient dolphins. So this happened recently when I had my series recently, where I started to channel the temples, the stones, the energies, gods, goddesses, nature spirits. Ancient healing temples and the processes that happened there of ancient Greece. And of course, Delphi, the most famous place in ancient Greece that was the site of the ancient oracle. This was the epitome of respect, wealth, honoring of the sacred feminine, because it was originally a site to Gaia. It's the navel of Gaia, who's the divine feminine, embodiment of the primordial divine feminine, not feminine that needs the masculine in order to create form, but the original whole complete Gaia. And it's called the navel, or the umbilical cord of the world. So this is key. This is why I'm going right now, and the people coming with me are soul called, because this is part of their mission, is that we are to go there to reawaken and to plug back in literally our umbilical cords, our sacral and our original cells to Gaia, to this place where originally this is the source of life force from Gaia, the divine love. And that divine love is now coming forward because we have to rebalance the sacred feminine. So when we say the sacred feminine is rising, it doesn't mean that it's overshadowing the sacred masculine. It's that it's been out of balance. It's been disreputed. It's been disrespected. It has been devalued. And at this time in ancient Greece, when everyone in the ancient world would bring wealth and riches and art to this town, it was extremely wealthy. There are treasuries all over. To speak to the oracle, who was only allowed to be a woman. And I have a few lives of remembering being a training, living there as a maiden. There was a whole school, and there's a sanctuary to Athena, and all of these things were a part of my early life in this life. And so these are super relevant to me, but they're super relevant to everyone because we have to reconnect directly to the sacred feminine life force. So we have the unconditional love, and we have the grounding, and we have the wisdom of everything in Gaia back directly to us. And we become the light workers, the healers. We become the ones that live within our own aura and radiate love and create from a place of personal power. And the ancient dolphins that came through in Delphi were very interesting, but now we're going to expand that to the whole planet and to any particular ancient. Maybe it's Lemurian dolphins or Atlantean dolphins. Maybe it's dolphins from Italy, from Rome, from ancient Rome. There's so many places around the planet that have dolphins and that were respected, understood, communicated with, and co-created with by the ancients. So we want to bring forward that energy. So when we go to Delphi, then there's this opportunity to tap back into wealth vibration. So that's another thing we're going to be doing. And that's a sacral and root thing. So we're going to have a profound healing because the Temple of Apollo, which is the secondary section after the original oracle, then there with Gaia, then it was taken over by the masculine archetype of radiating sun. And it was its time. Gaia told us that recently. Don't hold a grudge towards energies like the masculine coming into power. Just realize that right now you're in the time when you are a part of the rebalancing. We're in the metamorphosis for a reason. The overdeveloped, out of control masculine and overvalued, and the undervalued, empowered feminine is a very unstable place, and we're all growing out of it. So when we go to Delphi, we are indeed going to be reawakening, reawakening that aspect of us that has the ability to tap back into respect, value, and payment for light work, for psychic work, for sacred feminine, anything that's sacred feminine value. Okay. So this is where you go if you're interested in coming in October. I believe it or not, I am talking to 2 people who are still thinking of signing up. So even though it is coming up pretty quick, you can do it. And if you're called, that's the thing. If you feel called. And so this right now, there's $500 off because this is a soul calling. This is like do it as low budget as possible with the highest quality. This is not low things like we're staying at a luxury hotel with a roof pool looking at the Acropolis the last few nights. So we're going to have a beautiful time. However, the whole goal is to awaken that ancient call of your soul, these other past life powers that are evolving as well. Maybe they were a life in Greece. Maybe they were a life of a mentor to somebody who was powerful in Greece. Maybe they were infected later on. Maybe you have lives in ancient Rome. They were extremely affected by the ancient Greeks, and most of the European civilizations were. So there's different ways that you could be connected. Maybe it's the stones, maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's so when we have something like Poseidon, the god of the sea, this is an embodiment of an archetype of energy for the sea, the power of the sea, and the sacred masculine power of the sea. And when that's on your side, you have so much power with your emotions. You have so much power with being able to sink deeply into them. So you're going to be reawakening your own powers. We're going to be receiving information every day from the stones, from the temples, from the land, everything. The whole schedule is right here. And these are all places we're going to be going, even this cave here, the original cave of the Oracle. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about that. We've got all the logistics here right on this page for you. We've got the bonuses here for you. We've got all of this. And so what you can do is you can join us. You can join me and my intimate little group. Or if you really, really can't do it and you do feel called, then you can come in May. And like I said, it's going to be very different in May, and it's longer. The price is higher. I'm doing it with Joan of Angels, and we're doing it's similar but different. Okay, so if you don't feel like there's just no way I can do it in October, however, if you're called in October, I highly recommend that. And one of the fun things that's going to happen in May is we're doing it over the full moon. So we're taking full advantage of the full moon in the sites that we're going to. And again, at this site, at this particular page, you can see it's a similar layout, but it's got all the details. So this one's slash Greece and the other one's slash Greece dash free, and we'll have the links down for you. Okay, so now let's go dive in and see El Delfines have to say. So I'm going to put our beautiful Perseus up here, and we're going to just tune in. I love my life so much because it's not perfect. Okay, I'm not. Everything in my life isn't lined up. Everything isn't complete the way that I was told it should be. I don't have this many savings and that many this and this over here and that over there, and my health isn't perfect and everything isn't just because that's all a big story. And so I've spent a lot of painful years trying to please everybody, trying to become everything, and going deeper, just knowing that the sacred, the spiritual in life were the most important thing to me. I didn't even know what that meant. And after a while, being able to feel yourself dropping deeper and deeper into a sacred place when you walk every day. That's why I say I walk in two worlds minimum, because I'm talking to the land all the time. I go out and spend hours every day, unless there's some reason I can't, weather-wise or something, in the ocean or walking on the ocean or looking at the skies or looking at my coconut trees or being in some form of water, doing some form of communication nonstop. So this has enriched my life in a way because I don't feel alone. I know there's always soul medicine for me everywhere. And regardless of where I am or what I'm doing, I do not have to be a victim to anything around me. So when we send out the Equinox special, that's what I was talking about, is it's going to be a special price on a private session with me. And then you're going to get a special soul bonus of being, and I'm going to do some of my new system of the soul song or soul profile or soul blueprint for you. And I've been doing these for my intuition as a fun bonus. And it's been very interesting. It's everybody isn't getting the same things, but some of the things are your soul personality. These are different structures, your soul missions, and your clairs, your senses, your intuitive senses that are awakening, and past life powers. And I think we also have past life soul goal. That's it, soul goal, the soul goal. So there's other aspects, and it's actually coming. It's reforming itself into something new for now. So it's quite exciting, and I'm gifting that to everybody. You'll see that soon. All right, so let's take a deep breath in. Hold it in your heart. Let your chest expand. As I want it in your chest, not your belly. This is like yoga breathing. And into take a look at Perseus. Go ahead, open your heart. Or let the breath go whenever you need to, but very gently, and watch it just roll down through your body. Feel like it moves out like a mist, different directions, as it just goes straight out the center of your heart. I want you to open your heart and invite Perseus, invite the Dolphin Realms inside of this infinity chamber, already inside of a is aligned with your highest good and what is optimal. No way for you to information or energy that is not for your highest good, not be what you personally expect. Conscious mind, you are now aligned with yourself and Perseus and the dolphin. Space here becoming a crystal pure light above and below. Around us, very white almost, not crystal clear. It's more like a quartz crystal when it's white. Just like our crystal doll. We enter this sacred space with open heart and mind, aligned with our highest good, and ready to receive the messages, the guides, the wisdom, the awakening, the release, the renewal, the rejuvenation, the realignment. That which is optimal for my highest good of my, that which is optimal to find me with abundance that brings richness now into my life. I allow the illusions and the attachments that are keeping me from receiving grace, releasing joy, gratitude. Take another deep breath in. I am here as a clear and open channel, ready and willing, and open and realms, optimal soul evolution. Let that breath go. Energy come out. You have dolphins, you have dark dolphins, black dolphins. They're blacker than white-sided dolphins. They're black except the white. They're all look a little bit like ebony, stone, fine, very, very deep. This is a part of the moon dolphin. Perseus is a dolphin. And the dark dolphins say, we are like what you call the dark side of the moon. We are the realm of the yang and the yin, and the crystal dolphins, and the being the full moon dolphin. And we are the dolphins, hearing the word basalt, basalt, basalt. Uh, we are the dolphins of the yin energy, feminine, the receptive, and the new moon, especially the moon that cannot be seen, the moon that is conjunct, that is hugging, that is kissing, that is with the sun. And therefore, the sun is lighting up everything. So, the truth of the dark is that it is so full of sun. And that aura is so filling the moon's aura that it appears dark. It appears as if it is not there. It appears as if it's gone out. But what actually happens in the You think it's shadows and devils. You think it's hard. Yes, it's hard. But being in the light is realizing your light is hard. Receiving the deep, deep download that you are indeed the most profound light that you could ever imagine. You have never encountered anyone in your life, in most of your lives, you have never encountered someone of the depth of light and the richness that you actually are. So when the moon and the sun are together as one, the new moon that you call it is surrender, is blended into the arms of the beloved. The two are one. Those images you make of the moon and the sun as one being, this is what is happening right now. And as the moon dolphins, we know that there are all the different phases. We know the cycles. We know the power of those cycles. We know that the magnetic pull of your emotions or your menses, the magnetic pull of your clarity or your inward focus or your external focus. We pull the tides, but so much more. What you don't know is what we pull within the soul and within the heart, deep within Gaia and deep within you. Because your belly has been disconnected. Your belly has been disconnected from your truth. You have to be connected to your mother. We all are connected to the Divine Mother. This is not gender. This is not a woman. This is not any of that perception. This is God, Source, whatever you call that ultimate power in its sacred Mother God aspect. Equal, independent, standing on its own. You need to replenish. So right now, imagine you are not in the dark as you thought. You are consumed with the light. It is only those on the other side of you that don't see you because you've been consumed in the light. And when you're consumed in the light and the divine life force of Apollo or Ra, all of these divine aspects that you have related to from dawn and dusk, these are now infusing you with so much download that you become like a battery that's been recharged. And then you begin to emerge from this embrace. And you are recharged, you're glowing, you're. Why are we dark? Because you see us from that perspective. Because if you saw us from the sun side, you couldn't perceive us anyway. It would just look like blood. So your shadows, ears are actually bathed. They are rejuvenated in that light. Yet, do you need them? Or will you emerge from carrying them? You do not travel through the darkness of your fears, your past, your pain. You carry the heaviness, the darkness, the fear, the times that you were surrendered, betrayed. That you feel as if you must carry it, you must remember it, you must make it mean something. It means nothing anymore. You are complete with it. Your shadow must be recovered because it has been consumed by the light. If you can see the shadow, there has to be light. Shadow doesn't hold the past anymore. So this new moon, walk the clear understanding that the light is gold. And you are ready, that you are infused with the light. See your shadow like me. Don't fear your shadow. Say, oh, the light has consumed this, the light has filled this, the light has brought the gold, the divine, brought everything that is needed. We are free. We are evolving, revolutionizing. And then Dolphin Realms can come from all the places they will be coming to you from. They are gathering and gathering. They say this equinox is the portal that your soul has waited for hundreds and no, 26,000, 20,000 rain. Beautiful divine rain. This was a very interesting message. As I met the moon dolphins when Perseus first came through me and said she was a moon dolphin. that was. However, since then, different aspects of that have come in. And the moon being moon, sun being aspects again, symbolizing often the masculine, feminine that feeds each other, and one reflects the other, and the other one, and it comes around 30 days, comes around. And our perception has been we're in the dark. And that has been the way we've lived. And that is the way that astrology and symbology and intuitive astrology has been speaking. And I've learned this through the goddess traditions, pagan traditions, all these different shamanic traditions, that when we perceive the eclipse, when we perceive the new moon, okay, this is a moment when we're cut off from the light. Moon Dolphin just showed us that we are actually being infused, we are consumed, so we don't know where we are. So, in a sense, some of the advice that we've had of when you're in a new moon and dark, any kind of your cut off energy, dark meaning not evil, okay? Dark meaning not certain, not seeing everything. Some things are in shadow, maybe seeing fear more, maybe being more susceptible to um, others' emotions or certain blocks coming forward because you don't feel like you're in the light, but we've just showed that shift there. So that was really wonderful. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's next. I keep seeing Sylvia. So, Sylvia, this is definitely coming through. You are the crystal dolphins, moon dolphins, moon dolphins, light aspect, dolphins. Right, thank you. So, we have another aspect of these moon dolphins. So, the dark shadow one being the new moon, and the other side of that being yang, light, full light, and moon. Interesting, because this energy is coming through very, very feminine, very glowing, very strong, holding a moon on her head where normally there is a sun disk. Has the crescent moon on her head here, like a lot of the ancients did, as a symbol, very powerful symbol. And a sacred sun disk is normally on the head. This is, she's showing a sacred moon, and that this is a secret sisterhood of silver light, of healing light. This is something that you've cut off from, that is a part of an ancient life. Very important. It's from, I am seeing some Greece, but it could be Turkey. You know, it's got this aspect of looking out over the sea from a very high cliff with a sacredness and the kinds of trees you see in the Greece, and a bit of a ruggedness to it. So it could be really a lot of places there. And it's showing specifically just this one temple on the top of a cliff at the edge of the cliff, and this temple is it's a moon temple. It's a temple to the moon. These are the moon goddesses. These are the moon goddesses again. So the moon goddesses have come in now several times in private sessions, at least once in live streams or classes. And she's this dolphin saying she works with the moon dolphins, and she worked with you in this ancient life. So I keep hearing the word Thessalonica. I, there is a city in North Greece, something like that, but I'm not sure if it's the same. That's what they're saying. And I'm just seeing it from above, as if I was a drone, like way above. All just green wilderness, very isolated. And this is a temple you can call on your system. They have been holding vigil for you. I'm seeing them in these white robes, these gauzy white chiffon over their heads, lots of candles, and all crystal bowls, all white, different sizes, attuned to different energy centers, different frequencies. and they are in a circle, but it's a crescent moon circle. So it's not a complete circle, but where the crescent moon, where the part of that you don't see, there's actually, they're showing me there's, well, it looks like liquid gold that's flowing in a little bit of a curved circle. And it's yeah, I mean, it seems like melted gold, as if gold. So it's hot, it has fiery aspects to it, but it's more like just liquid gold energy there. So that is like a window to the sun. They're saying that the moon cannot exist without the sun, that they are one within each other. And in this aspect of you, your body, your transformation, your next calling, there's a very important, to me, it looked like a cloud that came and picked you up and took you off. So there's a very important, like, next place that they're sending you messages. Most of all, first though, tune into them, because there's a lot of energy here for flowing the divine energy that's in your veins, that's in your DNA, that's in your soul's DNA, your 5D DNA. So this is a very important past life power that they are calling to you. You do not need to know how to do this. You do need to be willing to accept it and spend a little bit of time sitting, seeing, opening yourself to that wisdom within you, these sisters, these maidens of the moon, and the temple, these dolphins, the moon dolphin, this white aspect. They're telling me now, just as an aside, there's a different temple of the shadow moon medicine energies, and that these are sacred sisters, even though they hold and receive the sunlight. So they are an aspect of the divine feminine that is more yang. And that's one reason they've come for you, is to help you receive the light and take action. Bring it into the hips, bring it into the energies in the nerves, into the tissues. Let it become alive, light it on fire. Bring this now in the new moon. Let it grow. Destine, I think Destine is here. They're bringing Destine. Is it Destiny? No, it's Destine. Des- yes, Destine. Okay. So Destine, I'm going to make sure I write this down. So put in the email. Someone is here. So Destine aspect. Here is the shadow dolphin. Moon dolphins. Perseus upstairs. Okay, so the pink dolphin is coming. This is for several people. This is for Tracy. This is Brittany. For Lisa, and Lisa, all Lisas. Oh, there's so many that this message is for. So if you're listening, then you know this might be for you. Of course, every message can be for you. So, okay, so this is our representative of the pink dolphins, the rose dolphins. Well, I'm a toucher, and so I like having these statue shaped symbols mixed with the powers of a particular stone, which is Gaia, and then it channels through me in a completely different way, a much more fluid way. And thank you. Oh, I have to disconnect. I'm so intrigued and attached to Sylvia's. letting this go to the pink dolphin. Entered me from behind, sticking their head straight through my head, looking directly at you. And this is the orientation for your of their energies. So they're using their sonar, scan you up and down 3 times, and blow some bubbles that begin to rings around you and recalibrate. And you release what you believe is in the way, and you and let it transfer. Are you willing to walk from this moment into a different way of seeing yourself? We can show you how to do that. If you're not willing, then it doesn't matter what we do, what we bring, what we say. You continue to hold on and not allow yourself to enter the flow. We can only come back for you and remind you. We can come back and recalibrate you. We can come back and we can release you. We can come back and we can rejuvenate you. We can come back and we can take you out of your body and travel through the astral realms and show you all the magnificent elements of who you are. And yet, if you're not willing to let go, we have no power over you. You're as divine and powerful as we are. It's just that we know and remember who we are, and we support each other for who we are. And this is the Rose Dolphin Collective. We're an aspect of the Dolphin Collective on Earth. We live in the ethers, in the aura of the Earth. We live in the celestials, but in the planet as well. We travel through time and space. We're connected to every life you've ever had on this planet, and we know the history of everything that has happened here on this planet. As wisdom keepers, we hold the rose ray, and the rose ray being a elemental, as in a rose, a flower, a symbol of the divine feminine, and rose, the ray of creation from the full color spectrum, one of the first elementals, and an essential element for loving, for thriving. You wish for abundance, wish so deep, but you are afraid, you are ashamed of, afraid to want it. State that you're afraid it will be taken or it won't happen and you'll be disappointed again. Yet if you keep living in that story and dragging it with you, how can we take you higher? How can we show you what is possible? How could we fill you with the rose ray? How could we allow your heart to hold the same beautiful way that a rose does? Happens when you calibrate the rose ray through the meridian. These bring you never end divine love, love that is your nourish, grow a body, to heal a body, to grow a relation, to grow a new self image. See yourself through eyes, heart, brown, connected, all that eyes, experience have powers you must lean on. Say that great powers. Don't know how to start to feel them, pain or crutch or something to lean on or something to sit on. It will begin to appear to you, will be with you, constant calibrate heart, find love and life have within all you came here to be. Feel the rich, soft, silky, touching, soft, light, soft, for life. Fight, have or don't have. Fight what you think, despite how much money you have, despite who, what, and where for you. Love and divine love. Use all of you beloved beings with the rose as rose down your pillar. Receive the going with you and day will be blessed, soft, yours, choice, spirit. Have deep love, respect for you because know that the rose holds love, your love, the unconditional, the love of the divine, galactic, goddess, sacred, feminine, all the ways that you this. So mix this with the moon medicine and all of the dolphin collectives, earth, be with you, your rose colored world. Give great thanks for this beautiful moment gathering space between worlds. We offer all that has been given, seen, rejuvenated, and released as truth into the Akasha and available to all those who are ready for these. We thank the rose dolphins, the moon dolphins, shadow, and light. Give great thanks to this new moon, to all the dolphin collectives, dolphins that have been in our lives, the parts of us that have brought us. Give thanks to the rose ray. Give thanks to all parts of us. I love who I am. I receive the rose ray. I plant seeds of self-love, self-discovery. I cleanse everything and plant with clarity down tiniest in here. Receive everything in heart, optimal. You've sensed it, felt it. You repeat this, take notes, or feel and note through because these realms, remember, several days now as the new moon peaks, all that we've been sharing about what this guide you through a whole new experience and birth something new. You thank you, broken down low with us in the most optimal way on each of our unique paths, our unique ways, with self acceptance and love. I am that I am, Ea Escher. I am light. I am love. I receive the rose ray. I am infinite. Oh, my loves. Well, that was delightful. And look at that, it's 4 o'clock. Uh, Thank you so much. Numbers and here. So, thank you, everyone. Some of you got a direct message. Many of you were receiving very direct messages, even if your name didn't come through. And even if you're listening after the fact, this is a no time space. It means that if you ever watch this, you are aligned to these. So please share with me how you feel, share with others what we've done here, and I will see you when we talk to Perseus. Much love. Reach out to me if you're interested in Greece, October, because this is a sacred, intimate group of soul sisters. And we're going to be doing this profound work I talked about in the beginning that is reconnecting our sacral, our original to the umbilical cord of Gaia, reawakening that for ourselves and for the world, reawakening the respect and the wealth that's coming in a few years for all of those who are intuitive, whether you're a light worker, an energy healer, or you just embody that into your life and your beingness, you radiate that. This is who we are becoming, and the tables are turning. So this has been shown to me as a precursor to some of the other things that talk about how you have all of this coming up. 2027, a lot of different prophecies and systems say that we're going to start to tune into the era of the spiritual individual, and there's a lot going to be happening by 2010. So we're becoming one, and we're becoming free from the slave labor. We're becoming individual. So it's scary. We're used to being part of a tribe. It doesn't mean we won't have family, we won't have friends. It means that we value ourselves differently. We listen to our inner authority, and others value us. And they value us more when they see that we are resonating with our truth. So we are really honored. Whoever comes with me in October is going to be a part of reawakening this for themselves as well as for the earth and the planet. It's quite profound, quite wonderful. So that plus retuning to Gaia, receiving that life force, becoming the oracle again for yourself, your own inner oracle, reawakening the respect for that divine feminine, and that whole idea that there is an oracle that can come through connected to the divine. And this time it's coming through with Gaia and Apollo with the perfect balance and the perfect respect. So that's just a few of the things. We're also going to be going to healing temples called Asclepions. I've got to get better at saying that. And the god of healing, Asclepius, uh, um, came through in a session I did today. I was like, wow, I worked with all of these entities when I was very young. And then I never heard of this. And this is the father of Panacea, Hygeia, These, I call them the pillars of health, the goddesses that represent these aspects of health. And these weren't in just one place. These were everywhere. And it was like a healing center and a spa. Even had, most of them even had theaters and stadiums and baths. And you went for spiritual healing. You went through a process of purification, and you read miracles that other people had in their healings. You started having the mental downloads of changing your mind about what's possible. They knew every aspect of how you worked. And then you spent the night in the temple to receive your direct download from Asclepios and his daughters. And so we are going to several of these, and we're going to be reactivating the healer within. Might be just for yourself, or if you're a healer, this is incredibly powerful. Then we're going to be going to a place that's extremely ancient and has a lot of goddess temples that have been forgotten, and the layers of those. Isis, yes, Isis is an Egyptian goddess, and yet she has temple in this ancient place we're going. Aphrodite, goddess of love, or Venus, that's pure love, divine love, beauty, beauty, embodying love. This is what we need right now, right? And Artemis, who's the independent, young, strong, athletic, connected to nature, talking to the animals, running with the deers, with the moon, that aspect of the goddess. So these again are symbols. This is not a religion in any way. We're not going to be praying to ancient Greek gods. We are not releasing anything that's valid to us. These are embodiments of energy, the way you might connect to a rose or to an eagle. These are embodiments of archetypes that are holding energies for us to reclaim our wisdom. Athena has the owl of truth that can see through everything. Don't you want that? I do. I want her standing right there. She's been doing that for me for a long time. And now I can start to embody that. So there's just so much magic and delicious foods and swimming in the Aegean Sea and all the activations and messages I'm going to download for everybody. So divine love to you. And if you can't come in October, please do reach out about May. There's a special bonus if you sign up before Halloween, before Samhain. So I will see you tomorrow. Much love, everybody. Namaste.